Hi there, Chris Corb here. I wanted to tell you another story about a dog. Um, I, since I've lost Brutus, I've been feeling pretty poor about everything. But I had a dog before I had Brutus, of course. I had quite a few dogs, but this was my first dog that was my dog. And I was probably 19, 20 years old when I got him. Got him at the pound. Didn't know about or believe in neutering at the time, which led to many offsprings because he was prolific at that. But his name was W.C. And yes, it was for W.C. Fields, the old time comedian, who I used to really enjoy watching. W.C. was the kind of dog that he was my buddy. He slept with me, he slept near me, he watched me, he stayed with me. The few times I'd get tossed in jail, he would stay with my parents. My parents loved him. He loved them. But he was my dog. And it was a dog that I could just always depend on to be there for me. Um, Not quite like Brutus. Brutus took care of me. WC didn't take care of me. He hung out with me. Um, there were times when I was confronted with multiple people with guns wanting to rob me. Um, WC stayed right sort of with me. He didn't protect me, but he stayed right sort of with me. I went out a back window and through a fence and over another fence, and he followed me. Um, but one day, he just disappeared. And I wondered, what the hell? Where could he be? I looked and looked and looked. Never could find him. He was licensed, but I couldn't find him. And then one day, I get this phone call, a weird phone call. Hey, do you have a dog? I go, yeah. And he's missing. Yeah. Is he brown? I go, yeah, dark brown among the colors. He goes, yeah, I've got him. Here's my address. I want to talk to you about him. So I drove down to where the address was. And it was a pizza parlor, a little pizza parlor. So it was mostly home deliveries. But it was a little pizza parlor. So I go in and knock on the door. And the guy comes to the door and he goes, yeah. I said, hi, I'm here to see about getting my dog. Oh, yeah, okay. Come on in, sit down. Yeah, he'll be back in a minute. Okay, my first thoughts. He'll be back in a minute. Huh, okay. So I sat down. The guy came over and he goes, have you ever thought about selling your dog? And I said, no, because he's my friend. He's my dog. He goes, oh, well, he showed up here one day, out of the blue, just showed up here. And he's a very sociable, very friendly dog. And I said, yeah, he is. And they went, well, he's been riding in my pizza delivery vehicle since he showed up here. And we haven't had a pizza stolen ever since he started doing that. And I went, okay. He said, if you don't want to sell your dog, would you be interested in letting him work? And I kind of laughed at that and I said, well, I'm not really sure. And he goes, well, um, if you would bring him here, say at 5 o'clock, and he stayed until 1 in the morning, which is 8-hour shift. we'd give you a couple of free pizzas every night that he did that. And I kind of laughed and I said, that would be interesting, but I live clear up in North Long Beach. You're down here in Central Long Beach, so it'd be a long drive for me. And, I would prefer not to do that. I said, I got him at the pound. There's lots of dogs like that. And they went, no, there's not. We've tried. He's a special dog. Oh, here he comes. And just then his car drove up. Opened the door. Of course, the dog gets right out. He comes running right over to me, wagging his tail. And the guy says, yeah, I can see he's your dog. He said, okay, I can understand why you would not want to sell your dog or rent your dog out or anything like that. We appreciate the time you spend here. And here, let me give you this pizza. Why don't you, when you go home, share this with him? And I thanked him, and I said, come on, WC. He came out with me, jumped in my car. I put the pizza in the front seat between us. And I drove back to my parents' house. Went in the back door with the dog and the pizza. My mom was happy to see him and told him so, and he was happy to see her. And she goes, okay, where was he? And I said, he was down on Ximeno Avenue in Central Long Beach. She goes, what? I said, yeah, he's clear down there. And he was working at a pizza parlor. She goes, what? I said, yeah, he had a job. He was riding in the pizza delivery car to keep people from stealing the pizzas. She goes, that doesn't sound like the health department would approve of that. And I said, well, everything's boxed and sealed. Back seat was where they kept the pizzas. He sat in the front seat. Kept people from stealing the pizzas. She goes, huh. I put the pizza on the table, and I said, here's some pizza they gave us. I'm supposed to share it with him because he was working when I got there. She goes, well, no, that's just really weird. And I said, well, yeah, it was strange, but he had a job. I probably got the only dog in the world that had a job and was getting paid for it. And it was something he loved since he loves pizza. And I just thought that you guys might enjoy that. That's why I thought I would tell that to you. I have a few other stories about WC. He was a wonderful dog. I have no idea what happened to him. I left some friends to watch my dogs, and I had to go to California for a couple of weeks, or 10 days. And when I come back, he was gone. Never heard from him again, never saw him again. Several of the dogs, the other dogs, had been taken to the pound, or were found that way, but not WC. And I've been very hurt by the fact that I don't know what happened to my dog, and I let him down. Don't ever, ever do that to your dog, because it's been over 40 years, and I still feel it. I loved that dog. He was my friend, and I let him down.